Hello, my name is Valentina, and today I'll be talking about the opening scene for the film I directed and wrote called Runaway. I'll start off with how I came up with the character and from where I got the inspiration for the story. So one day I was just brainstorming ideas about movie plots and nothing was really coming up to my mind. So I decided to go on the internet and research, and what I found out was that superhero and Marvel films in general were increasing demand, which was also a good thing for me because I always loved this type of genre, and was pretty familiar with it, making it a little advantage for me. So I knew I wanted to do a superhero film, but I didn't know what else to do it. So that night I watched a film called I'm Number Four. It was actually a good film, and there was this scene where the main character was narrating or voicing over pretty much his life up to then, and I was inspired right away. I knew then that not only wanted to do a superhero opening, but I wanted to do it in a form of voiceover, or of the and the character would talk about their past. So the film is about a girl, uh, Lexa, which is her. She has superpowers, and she inherited these powers from her parents. Unfortunately, most of her family was killed by a secret organization called the Clan, and now she's looking for other people with powers just like hers so they can fight against the Clan. Lexa is a girl that might not be ordinary but can relate to nowadays teenagers, which is mostly the audience of this film, both girls and boys from usually 13 upwards. So this would be a PG-13 rated film. She struggles in life like most teenagers. She doesn't have the support of her family, although this is a really extreme case where they're actually dead. That's why they can't support her. She's on her own, and she's trying to figure out what to do with her life and how she can do it without someone else helping her. She's running away not just from bad people, but from her past in general. So, okay. The video begins with two distribution companies. This was supposed to look like Columbia, and the other one will be Marvel Studios. These two companies are very known to have distributed this type of genre film. That's why it's the distribution company for my one. But I didn't want to use the actual company intros, but create my own with similar features and conventions, so the audience could familiarize with them, such as the scrolling of the different superhero comics, like right now, to then show the logo like you're seeing now. To create this, I used a software called After Effects, and at the beginning I was completely confused by the software. It seemed very advanced for my level, especially because it was my first time using it. But thanks to YouTube and the internet and all the tutorials you can find on there, I was able to create my own Columbia and Marvel inspired titles. The film starts with a close-up of Lexa right here. She's opening her eyes, signifying that she's waking up. My initial idea for the opening was actually different, kind of different. Unfortunately, the 2 minute time I had at disposal wasn't enough for everything I had planned, and I had to eliminate a scene that was before this one. This taught me that I had to plan better and decide how much time each shot would take. Anyways, the initial idea I had was that Lexa would have been waking up from a nightmare / memory of her sister being killed by a man that was a member of the clan, and then she would be waking up, which is what we can see now. At the beginning, I was filming with a Canon PowerShot S3IS, but most of the footage that I took was actually unusable. I wasn't able to use it. So I went online and looked for ways to film at night, because I was filming at night. and have a better quality video. I learned how to change the settings of a camera so that I was able to appropriately film scenes at night, such as aperture, ISO, and shutter speed. Later on though, I found out that I could have filmed with my dad's phone, a Samsung Galaxy S7, and have even better quality videos, and at the same time manually change the settings that I learned to use before. So what I did was film with my dad's phone. The only problem, although, was that I didn't have access to the phone when I wanted, but only when my dad got home from work. Another problem was that I couldn't mount it on any tripod because I didn't have an adapting thing to put it on top, but I adapted in time. To help me achieve a better quality for the video, I didn't only just use a better camera, well, better at night. I used a software called HitFilm for Express, where I was able to insert letterbox, which are these things on the bottom and the top, which are actually used in many films. And I was able to color correct and color grade the video as it was appropriate for the scene, which I did here, because before it was actually quite different. Instead, to do the basic editing, the cutting, the trimming, and the transitioning, I used a software that I already was familiar with, called Movavi Video Editor. So going back to the video itself, from the beginning, what I was trying to do was create and convey to the audience a sad yet dramatic atmosphere that would, as time passed until the end of the opening scene, increase the pace and also the tension. I was able to do this through the use of 4 elements: the mise-en-scène, the camera work, editing, and sound. For the mise-en-scène, which is everything we can see around here, or in this case I will be talking about Lex's clothing. Lex's clothing, which I can see better here, possibly. Lex's clothes was picked out so that they would fit her character. She only wears black, that I chose because it emphasizes and reflects her emotion and her personality, her state of possibly loneliness and sadness. There are also very simple clothing that's something you would wear in this condition: a coat and also a backpack that's not really visible, unfortunately, that we'll be actually able to see later on over here. There are also very simple clothing, something you wear to survive in the cold, especially because it's winter and we can see that there's actually snow on the floor. In the sound, there are both diegetic and non-diegetic sounds. Like I said before, the pace of the entire opening scene is increasing in time, and so is, in this case, the background music. It starts slow, but at the end the sound is almost it's really fast-paced, and the sound is really heroic, until though when it gets to the title, that it completely changes the song. Other sounds I used are incidental sounds that were created to enhance the situation and the feeling that I was trying to portray, such as at the beginning, in this, also here, such as before, when Lexa wakes up to a bass noise that I inserted to enhance the situation that I was trying to create. What I was trying to do was make the audience understand that she is afraid and tense, that she's not waking up from a good night's sleep, but a horrible nightmare. What helps create this is the close-up of Lexa's eyes, also to create a tense situation. Also, it's also a dramatic effect to focus the audience on just her facial expressions, like this, and make them understand what's actually happened to her. All these scenes then end up to come to an end with to the film with the film title Runaway. And as you saw, there is an absence of the credits during the opening scene. This is actually done on purpose because in many Marvel films, such as Iron Man, Avengers 4, and Captain America, this is the type of conventions that I use from from the beginning to the end. There aren't actually credits, but then after it does like this. So in conclusion, what I learned from this coursework is that planning is really crucial for filmmaking and editing and everything. It could speed up your process a lot, and it helps you through everything. You should spend not all the time planning, but it's really important. So thank you for watching. Till next time.